Hello and welcome to Grim Survival. I'm back. Today we're going to talk about the potential wars and food shortages, food prices, just the random thoughts that pop into my head on a daily basis as I'm driving through multiple areas of, massive farmlands and thousands of acres of where there used to be corn, but now there is currently just nothing. Most of the fields I come across on a daily basis just are bare, so yeah. I know it's said that only 40% of the United States crops have not been planted. But that being said, just because it was planted did not mean it grew. And I could show you some images. Probably in a different video, I will make some videos and take some pictures of what I see on a daily basis when it comes to farmland. But food prices are increasing. Now, with the threat of war on the horizon, everybody's talking World War III, nuclear arms are going to be used and fear mongering here and there. And, you don't have any kind of guarantee that there's actually going to be a war, or if there is any kind of a conflict whatsoever, that anything's really going to happen. So, it's anybody's guess, really. But the signs are pointing to war, and war means prices go up because the supply and demand changes. You need more food and such shipped overseas to the troops and things like that when you're at war, and therefore you have to take it from somewhere. It has to come from the United States food supply. So that being said, your food prices will increase. War is good for the economy, they always say, and this has been proven true, especially if you look at World War II with coming out of the Great Depression into World War II. It's a proven fact. It is true that war is good for the economy because it creates jobs. People have to make bombs. People have to make bullets. People have to make guns. It's just how it goes. So there's going to be more jobs and more money flowing around. But what's that money based on anyway? So it's paper, in my opinion. They don't even use paper anymore. It's just a number on a screen at this point. So money it's just a belief. It's a faith system. That's what you live on, is faith. That number one on that screen is actually $1. It's faith. It's all it is. It's not real. So that being said, food prices have increased. If you haven't noticed it, I have at the grocery stores. You can see that not only have food prices increased, but portion sizes have gone down. You've seen, for example, I like coffee. I get coffee beans, actually whole beans, from Kroger. And I usually get a 1 pound bag of these coffee beans. These are a Private Select brand. I believe it's a Kroger brand, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, I usually get this 1 pound bag, and I couldn't tell you exactly what the price is, but my wife usually gets it, so I don't really know. But anyway, this 1 pound bag is no longer a 1 pound bag. It's like 10 ounces or something like that. They took a significant portion of it out, and the bag is still the same price. So they're tricking you on that aspect. They're going to lower your quantity, increase your prices. I've said this before. It's been said in other videos. I'm sure if you pay any kind of attention, you've probably noticed it in certain products that you buy. Mostly it's going to have to do with products that require corn, soy, wheat, the basics. You might notice your meat prices have probably gone down, and this is going to happen because people are killing their animals. You don't have enough grains, corn, wheat, hay, whatever it is you grow to sustain your animals, whatever it is. Your feed is increasing in price, and you either cannot afford to feed your animal, or you are going to let it starve to death. Nobody's going to let their animals starve to death. So people are actually lowering the number of animals they have by slaughtering them, butchering them, and selling them at market, meaning your prices of meat have gone down. Prices of everything else have gone up. You'll notice your fuel prices, they're fluctuating greatly, at least in my area. One day it's $2.50, one day it's $2.80, the next day it's $3.20. It's fluctuating rapidly, and corn does have an effect on your fuel prices. If you've ever heard of ethanol, it's made out of corn, certain types of corn that are grown throughout the Midwest for fuel, and those crops are not being grown. So you can look at, by next year, or probably by winter this year, your fuel prices are going to increase dramatically. in my opinion. Now, I'm not a mathematician, so don't quote me on anything I say. If I'm wrong, then you can tell me I'm an idiot. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me, because I will be prepared for it whether it comes or not. And it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, as the saying goes. So, have your preps. Be prepared. As far as the war, if you are between the age of 18 and 35, if this becomes World War III, you should probably have a nice good hiding spot, because if not, you are likely to be drafted. If you look at any of the past wars from World War II, Vietnam, drafts happened. They did. People were forced to go. Famous person, Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, he was forced to go. I mean, if you think they won't draft you when they need to, you're wrong. So the general age is between 18 and 35 for drafts. That doesn't mean they won't go higher if needed. So if we end up in a world war where Russia and China are involved and we're all at war, you're talking millions of soldiers per country. We have, 4 million? They have a little more than us. Maybe it's different. They have 4 million. I don't know. I've looked at the numbers. I don't remember it offhand. There's millions and millions of troops between these countries. And if they all start killing each other, dropping bombs, if you're talking about nuclear weapons being used, drafts are going to happen. You're going to be forced to go fight. Or, God forbid, troops are going to land on American soil and you're going to be forced to defend your community or your home, especially if you live in one of the coastal regions, coastal states. I would suspect that if an attack on the United States would happen, it would not come from, the East Coast. It would probably come from the West Coast. Now, this is just a strategy that I have developed on my own of why I think so. And if you just look at the number of firearms that the United States population has, the majority of them are in other places. So, just to be frank about it, California's full of snowflakes that don't own guns. So, if you're going to invade our country, there you go. So, that's my opinion. I'm not a general. I do not have tactical training. I've read The Art of War. I've read many business books and whatnot. I do have a general idea of strategy and tactics. But, yeah, just personally, if I was going to invade the United States, I would do it in California. That's where I'd start. It's an easy takeover, in my opinion. So if you're from California and I just made you mad, sorry. Go feel free to stand in the sun and melt a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. Just prepare. Be on the lookout. You don't know if it's coming or not. I don't know if it's coming or not. The signs are pointing to world wars. The signs are pointing to bad things. It's obvious to anybody who pays attention that we are coming up on hard times. I mean, food is not going to be there always. It's being proven right now. There are places where food is not growing, so therefore you don't have food. Food does not just magically appear. It really does grow on trees, but trees don't just grow. You have to grow them. So, grow your own. If you don't know how to grow food, I suggest you start reading and start practicing. Now's the time. But yeah, redundant video because I've said all this before. So if you listen to it, thanks. And remember, survival's grim. It's not all fun and games.